All right, this morning I came out here to just kind of stroll through my bee yard and look at my wildflowers. And I walked up here and I saw this. Now, this is a nuke box that I built several years back. There are 4 frames because I made a mistake on the sizing. So it'll only fit 4 frames. And they've been kind of useless. I've never been able to get anything going on in them. And I come out here this morning and all these bees are camped out on the outside of this box. There's no frames in it, no nothing, but it looks like a swarm has taken this box. So I'm gonna see what's going on, and if it is a swarm, then I'm gonna move it. It's pretty small if it's a swarm. I'm gonna put a regular 10 frame box down there with frames and move them over to it, or at least try to, and see what happens. Okay, you can see that they're just setting right here over to the side behind my hives. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Now I've got a medium box here that has some frames in it. It's drawn out comb, a frame with no comb. It was set up temporarily as my swarm trap. I have 2 mediums sitting on it normally, but this is a real small swarm if it is one. And I thought this would be great to just move it into this box. See if they'll consider it home, because it's kind of strange that they're on this box. Yeah, and they're acting like they've moved into this box. Just kind of strange. There's no queen. Yeah, but there's a bunch of bees going back to where this was setting. All right, so I'm gonna set this. See, now they're beginning to scatter a little bit. All right, let's see what happens. There's a few bees on the inside. Okay. Shake those off that were on the outside. Some of them. They just flew right back to it. Oops, I need to talk over. No, not right now. Set that down right like there. I didn't see a queen, but you can see there's quite a few bees flying over there. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, you can see on the cover right next to it, and there's quite a few in the air around it. We're going to see what that does real quick. See if they'll move down onto those frames. Another thing I found is this. Kind of hard to tell, but it looks like a lot of wax, where they've possibly been robbed out. I don't see any robbing activity, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is one that I combined last week because I had a small hive. The two bottom boxes were really small hive. The top box came from where the bottom board is leaned up against the others. It had honey and no sign of any larva, eggs, or nothing. So it still had a lot of bees in it, but no queen, no possibility of a queen. So because of the size of both of them, I went ahead and combined them. So now there's gave them a boost of workforce, and if the top box is empty, so I can see bees hanging out on the top cover. We'll just look and see what's going on. Lots of bees in the top cover. Yep, no queen. Shake them down in the box. Well, shake them's kind of not what I do, but all right. Put this top box on there after I combine the other two. And it looks like they don't care. They haven't done anything to it. I don't know why that's in there. Take that out right away. I've already had enough of that. Medium box in a deep frame. You get a lot of drone cells. Okay, I see no sign of them working on this comb. So let's put some smoke in it. A lot of smoke. Kind of move the bees out of it a little bit. Wow, propolis. Okay. Now it looks like this box has lots of bees in it. I mean lots. Every frame is covered on both sides. And what do we see on that frame? A nasty black frame. They've put a little bit of nectar in it, but that's it. That's a frame that needs cold. Right now, I just need these girls to get busy. All right. Frame from 21st B. They are doing some work on it, but not really much of anything. And I need to shoot them some smoke again. My bees are not aggressive at all, but they won't move out of the way either. Okay, this filled this frame with nectar. And the other side looks like larvae. Come on, girls. Another medium frame. But this one's full of honey is the reason why I left it in there. Got a peanut on the side, dry as a bone. There's bee bread and honey, but that's it. This had drone frames, drone brood built on the bottom, drone cells, and I cut them off. Okay, there's all I need to see. Both sides of this frame has capped cells and lots of larvae, including in the drone part at the bottom because it's another medium frame in a deep box. So there's an active queen. They're beginning to bring in nectar again. Oh, the next frame is a solid sheet of brood. Carefully set that down in there, and I'm good with this box. Now what I've got is I've got a medium box that's built out, medium frames, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on top of this. Because there is a possibility of still getting honey. I've got two frames in here that have nothing. This, they'll never do anything but put a little nectar in it, which would be good for them for this winter, if they do. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a honey super on top of it. So there's plenty of bees and lots of brood coming up. So instead of this deep box, I'm going to put a honey super on there with drawn out comb. Okay, almost all of this is from last year's harvest. So it's all, except for one frame, is a good, completely drawn out frame. The other frame is an experiment. Let's see if I can figure out which one it was. Okay, this frame was damaged by wax moths, but I set it out here in the sun and let the sun melt all the wax. So right now there's puddles of wax basically on this frame, and I'm gonna put it in there on the outside and see if they won't, if nothing else, just steal the wax off of it. All right, so let me get my bees out of the way. It's amazing how fast they will climb out of there onto the sides, and then they get mushed. All right, my board, get my comb expander here. This sets them up evenly spaced so that they can finish building it out nice and thick. And then all you do is kind of sit back and hope the queen doesn't see it and move up here and start laying, because it could happen. And I'm not putting a queen excluder on there because I want them to come up in there and put some honey up maybe. All right, put that on there. Now I took a couple of extracted frames out of the freezer. I've set them over here for the sun to warm them up a little bit, and the bees are all over them. All right, so my little trap down here continues to be attracting bees. All right, so while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this one and see how they're doing. Got lots of bees on the top. You'd think it'd be like an oven up there, but I put these, offset these tops a little bit so that they can breathe a little bit. It stopped all of my bees camping out on the front of the box. So it does help. I mean, we got 80 and 90% humidity and temperatures in the 80s and 90s, so they need a little bit of help. Wow, they've got these properlized so badly. All right, I have a queen excluder on this one. And the last time we were out here, there was almost nothing coming in. I'm still concerned that there's no flow going on, and right now there's pretty much no honey. But we had almost a week of rain. Okay, nothing. Nothing at all. And they're up here working it. I can see repairs. And there's a lot of repairs been done on that frame. But it's dry as a bone. And I know that's what a lot of beekeepers are seeing, is the bees have nothing to forage, so they're cleaning out their own stores. Yeah, empty frames. But this is the second super. I see a couple of frames that are very covered, so they're probably full of honey. Yeah, this one's got honey in it. And they're repairing the other side. So they're putting some up here. And that's really all I need to know right now is that they're, oops, I didn't mean to dump that inside. There we go. I find dead bees, I like to move them out so they don't have to drag it all the way through the box for the undertaker bees to get rid of them. Well, come on, get off the sideboards, girls. So if we continue to get nectar coming in, then I still could get enough honey to be harvestable yet. I mean, it's still a possibility. Just right now, there's not anything worth talking about. That's an empty box. Let's go ahead and move over and check the next set of hives over. By smoking them up under that cover like that, that gets them running back into the hive before you even pull the cover off. Okay, as usual, lots of bees in the inner cover. And I always make sure that my queen's not there because I have found her there. Let's see. No queen excluder. Yeah, they've put a little nectar on one side. Very little. But that's okay. This frame on both sides is full of capped honey. And they're still building the cells out on either side. Yep, next couple of frames are the same way. I'm going to just move these over a little. Okay. Quite a bit of honey. And the other side's the same way. The center was laid up with brood at one time. But they're filling it with honey now. The same on this one. You can see the center's kind of dark. It's had brood in it before, but right now they're filling it with honey. Yep. Okay, so they're moving right along. I mean, it's the 1st of June, first week of June. Oh, they can still put quite a bit of honey in here. There's plenty of time. Let me space my frames back out, close it up. It's good. Last year, I had already harvested 2 boxes of honey by the end of May. This year, I've gotten 2 frames that I harvested because the box had no queen, no bees. All it had was a couple of full frames of honey, so I took the honey. Might as well. All right, inner cover. All right. Bees and flies are checking out these frames. And if my box down there turns out to be a complete hive, then I can always put them in there. And maybe this box will even have some undrawn frames even, and I can put them in here. No, there's no undrawn frames in here. More bees. Okay, this box is pretty much empty. Yep. Found a place for one of them. I mean, the bees are on it, so out here in the wild, so they may not be, it must not be too cold for them. Okay. They're building that one out. This box is not putting any honey up here yet. But they are building out the wax. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a lot of white wax in the middle. But since there's very little white wax, I'm gonna give them a frame of completely white wax. Save them some work. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off and check the next box. Oh yeah, they're definitely working. Just gonna pull this one frame. All right. So you can see they're capping it in the middle, both sides, and probably 80% or better of the frames are full. So they're going to town on this one. Considering the dry spell that we had, I think they're doing a pretty good job. We may get honey yet this year. All right. Tell me what you think. Are you having the same issues I am with the drought? I mean, it's been 2 or 3 days that we haven't had any rain again. After over a week of rain, I see my privet right here. It has new growth. All of my black-eyed Susans and flowers are blooming like crazy. You got the little purple stuff that I don't know what it is right in front of the hive that's blooming. So I think it's fixing to come out again. So tell me how your hives are doing, if you've got any, and where you're at, so I know what kind of a comparison we got, and what you're doing to keep your bees going. I mean, you can't feed them because we got honey supers on. There's my top cover. So let me know. I like to see what others are doing to cope with the warm, dry weather. All right, my little box down there. Let me move you back over there and take a look real quick before I move on, because they're moving. Okay, earlier they were all over the top. They were on that feeding board right next to it. Well, now there's none on the feeding board. There's not hardly any on the box, but they're still flying in and out. So I think I'm going to leave them alone. I did not see a queen, but there's got to be a reason why they're over here on this box. And I got one on top doing a waggle. So this may be a temporary spot. I'm just going to leave them like they are. Because it's a really, really small bunch of bees. I was just kind of hoping by putting those frames down underneath it that they would decide that that would be suitable for a home, and they'd stay. And it could still happen. We'll see. All right, so we saw in those boxes that we got growth again, which is good. Pulled off an empty deep box that they hadn't built out at all, put on a built out super, because there's lots of bees in the box that are ready for a super. And maybe there's enough nectar in the environment now, things appear to be blooming a little bit more. Maybe we're ready to go. So the other boxes on that side look like they're going good. They're putting up honey. Not much there, but we're just being hopeful that the nectar, the flowers and stuff are going to pop, and we're going to start getting some more nectar flow and fill these boxes up. It's only the 1st of June, so we've got another month or so that we can easily pull in a bunch more honey and still have a decent harvest this year. The little swarm or whatever it is, cluster down on that little box, is really tiny, so it's not probably ever going to amount to anything. But I'm still going to play with it. You know, I can do that. I've got a little honey on some medium frames I can drop down in there, give them some food, and who knows, they could turn out to be a good hive by the end of the year, but still haven't seen a queen, and they may just move on. They may swarm and move on somewhere else, but who knows? All right, I wanted to come out here and take a look at this. This is Monday. We had a little rain yesterday. We're going to see what this thing did. There are no bees. flying around. And no bees in the box. Well, it was kind of hopeful. Thought maybe we had a little swarm to play with, but looks like they all moved on. Oh well, that was fun anyway. So please comment. Tell me how you're doing this year. I haven't talked to too many beekeepers that are raking in the honey except for Keith up in North Carolina. But that's a whole different area, whole different story. But tell me how you're doing, and let's put some comments out there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.